Hi everyone, it's Jill Castle. I am a registered dietitian specializing in pediatric nutrition and host of the Nourish Child podcast and blog and the page manager of the Nourish Child Facebook page. And so I am here live today, and I apologize. I had a lot of technological difficulties for some reason today. I actually was all set up and ready to go 20 minutes early, and then my internet out in my office just was not being very cooperative, and so I was having Facebook freezing and all kinds of issues. So I'm here now. I'm 15 minutes late. I apologize, especially to those of you I know that might have been waiting for this. So I'm here now. Hopefully you've gotten into your lunch hour or your breakfast hour if you're on the West Coast, and you're able to view this while you're enjoying your meal. So I have my live page here set up. I am not a pro at Facebook Live. I will be just really upfront with that. I am sort of figuring it out as I go. So if I look like I'm looking at my page, hi Jen, so glad to see you. If I look like I'm looking at my page or at some of my notes, it's because I just want to make sure that I am covering everything and making sure I'm saying hello to everybody and addressing any of the questions that you have while we're here. So I am speaking today about Thrive, a pediatric mastermind group that I am launching in September. It's a pilot group for pediatric nutritionists, or even for dietitians and nutritionists who might be working with families or children in their practice. And for some of you, I know on this page, there's a lot of parents on this page. And what is so very wonderful about this page is that it serves two groups. So it serves parents, but it also serves nutrition professionals, and I do have quite a few nutrition professionals who follow this page and who interact with me quite a bit. Now, I've been doing pediatric nutrition for a long time, over a quarter of a century. I think I'm in my 27th year now, and hi Janice, I'm glad you tuned in. I apologize for starting late, but I just am talking about the two different groups that this page serves. One is pediatric professionals, nutrition professionals, and even non-pediatric nutrition professionals, but also parents. And that's what's so wonderful about this group, because for a long, long time, I've been creating resources and services for families. And it was about a year and a half ago that I had heard from so many people who are nutrition professionals that they would like me to create resources for them. Hey, Sally, nice to have you here. So that's what I've been doing a lot this year. I started to mentor registered dietitians who specialize in pediatrics early in January, and I did a lot of one-on-one mentoring. Through that process, I heard a lot of feedback from those individuals that they would like to be part of a group. So I am embarking on a few resources for nutrition professionals. One is this program called Thrive, and let me tell you, I thought long and hard about the title of that mastermind, and the word Thrive just means a lot to me from a pediatric nutrition standpoint, but also from a growth and development, which is very much related to pediatric nutrition. So the program that will launch in September is a pilot, a smaller miniature program, really designed to help you nail your 2018 goals. So, hey Madeline, my daughter just joined. Nice to have you here, honey. So when we talk about a pilot program mastermind, I really want to just hit it hard and fast and abbreviated so that the people who are part of that mastermind can really get clear on their goals for 2018 and really start to do that initial groundwork of determining what their brand is, what their services are, how to get the word out in terms of marketing, and how to really have meaningful, transformative sessions with your clients, be they families, children, or even other businesses. So that's the goal of Thrive Mastermind in September. I will give you a little hint though. In 2018, I'm going to roll out a premium mastermind group, which will have a longer term. It'll be more of a 6-month program. It will have group calls. It will have strategy sessions with me. And I will also have other professionals who will come on and be part of that program to really help you round out your goals for 2018 and really get you rolling. But let's talk about the program that's starting in September. So just to give you sort of a background on what a mastermind is. I know a lot of people go out there and they find a few friends and they start to collaborate online. I've done that myself, which is wonderful. But in this mastermind group, this is a program. It is not just willy-nilly, let's say what we're working on and figure out some new ideas to create something new. This has a thought out plan of attack, and it is led by me. So while we'll have 4 group calls in this program, we will talk about very specific topics, and we will have very specific resources to address those topics. So for example, our first call will be all about your philosophy on nutrition. Like, where do you stand? What do you think about certain things as those impact pediatric nutrition? Because I believe that in order to have a thought leadership and a following, you have to have a very well thought out philosophy about what you're doing in your practice, a very well thought out philosophy about pediatric nutrition, and then that informs your brand, that informs your marketing, that informs your platform for everything you do. So we'll talk about that in the first call. Our second call will be all about prices and packaging, whether you are in private practice, whether you are in consulting, whether you are doing things like online classes and online courses. We'll talk about what it means to price those elements that you're offering, and how you can figure out what is the best package, the best services to offer your clients or your business partners, so that it is rewarding for you financially, but it is really transformative for them. And I think that's the key, is helping people make transformations. So we will be talking about that in our call, our third call, and that will be all about client sessions and your business interactions, because we are the whole era of diet education, which was how I was trained. Educate a family, educate the public on a nutrition aspect, or, hey Kate, how are you? Diet education's over. It's over. It's all about the transformation. It's all about helping your families go from point A to point B and actually transform themselves. Either their thinking, the way they do things, their beliefs about nutrition. And so that's what we'll talk about in call 3, the transformation. It's not about you, your expertise, your knowledge. Of course, you have to have all of that, but it's really about the results that you can get for your clients and the transformation that you are journeying on with them. So that's call number 3. Call number 4 is all about how to get the message out there, the marketing out there, so that everybody knows about you. They know about your business, they know what you're all about, and they know how to get in touch with you. So whether that be your website or social media or traditional marketing efforts, listen, today in this world, it can all work for you. But the reality is you can't do it all. I can't do it all. You can't do it all. So helping you nail down what the best strategy for getting the word out about you and your business is really what call number 4 is all about. So we will in this program have 4 group calls. That means we will meet on Zoom. We will have the nutrition professionals who are within the group all meet together 4 different times. We will have a session led by me about these particular topics, but then we will strategize with each other. Everybody will have a chance to talk about where they are at related to the topic, and everybody within the group will be giving feedback to that person on what we call the hot seat and helping that person get to the next step. We share our resources, we share our experiences, we share what worked, what hasn't worked, what we've seen other people do that we think is interesting, and we really help each other sort of hone in on some of the most effective strategies to get us ready to end 2017 with a bang, but also get us ready for 2018. Okay, so far, let me just look and see if there's any questions. I see Janice, I'm so glad you're here too. Sally, love having you on here. Reem, you know what, Reem, I will privately message you after this live show because you have a very specific question about your child. And I'm talking today about Thrive Mastermind group for pediatric nutritionists. So this is a program that I'm doing for professionals. And so I will most definitely answer that question for you in a little bit as soon as I end the show. So hang tight, hang in there. I will address all that for you. So what I wanted to do is sort of go through some of the common questions or questions that I think some of you might have. And the other thing I will mention is that there is a Thrive Pediatric Mastermind document, which I will include in the links below this live session so that you can actually read through the document if you have any further questions. And of course, you can always ask after this live session is over. I will answer all your questions, and you can personally contact me as well if you need to. But the first question is, I have a business and have been working on it and learning along the way. How will this be different? So number 1, you're a learner. That's awesome. That's how I learned. I've probably spent 10 years of my career figuring out how to run a business, what the next steps will take. I spent a lot of time learning how to create an online course. I spent a lot of time learning how to do a podcast. The point of having a mastermind program is that you actually have some feedback from fellow colleagues and professionals, but you have some mentoring from somebody who has learned it on her own and has spent the time that, frankly, I don't think you need to spend 10 years to figure out how to do this stuff. I think that there are so many great resources now, people who have done it, people who can really give you the inside scoop about certain ways to go about it, that you don't need to spend all that time learning and investigating and trying to figure out what the best way is. So that is part of the benefit of working with a group, because we have really smart people in our industry and people who've tried a lot of different things, and it really helps to get the feedback and the experiences of others. The other part of being in a mastermind is the accountability, and knowing that you've got to get on a call every 2 weeks and you've got to be on the hot seat every 2 weeks, and people are going to ask you how it's going because you've left the last call with a goal in mind that you're going to be working on, and we all are going to want to know how you're doing. That accountability is like gold. That's really what helps you get things done. And many of us are very, very self-motivated and can put ourselves on a schedule and get those things done. But others of us we need to have that check-in call. That's really how a mastermind helps you get from point A to point B, and even helps you dream of things you might not ever think of on your own. So the other part is that this is a niche specific mastermind group. It is for registered dietitians who work in pediatrics, who work with families, who work with children. The language is different. The techniques for counseling are different. The things that motivate people to purchase, to join, are different. So this mastermind will really be very specific to the mentality that goes with being a pediatric nutritionist. Another question: too much noise and competition. How will I stand out? Well, you're going to stand out because you have a secret sauce. And that is one of the things we will work on. What's your philosophy? How do you tell stories? What's your interpretation of the research? And how do you apply that to your clients? The programs that you create are a reflection of you, your philosophy, and your brand. And that's how you stand out. Your voice, helping you tailor what your voice is, discover it. And I've done that with other dietitians that I've mentored, and it's amazing, because when you're in your own head and you're thinking about things for yourself, it's hard to see with objectivity what your talents are, where your secret sauce lies. And that is something I personally feel that I'm pretty talented at pulling out of people, is to really help them identify what sets them apart, what differentiates them from the competition. So here's another question. Serving my clientele is important. What can you add that will make a difference? So I hinted to this earlier. Diet education is over. It is not about handing your clients a sheet of paper and saying, this is the diet that you need to follow. People are not motivated by that. And honestly, it doesn't work. People can buy a book. They can read an article. They are looking for the experience of being with you and having that transformative experience in working with you. So again, it's not about your expertise or your knowledge. It is about the process and the outcomes. What results do you get for your clients? So that is where you can make a difference. I personally, I have a private practice. I work every Monday in private practice. I see clients every Monday, and I am very in-tuned and motivated in having them walk away feeling like they know something more, they feel good about what they're doing, and they know what to do next. They know how to feed their child, how to interact, what to say. And that is the experience I create for my clients. That's something that will make a difference in your practice, your business interactions as well. So being an expert is not enough to bring clients to your door. You need to be creating an experience that they have where they are motivated to make the changes that you are asking them to make, or that you both value in the process, so that they have success. Okay, another question. What kind of RDs or nutrition professionals would benefit from this mastermind experience? So as I mentioned, those that work with kids and families, because there's a special language, there's a special approach when you're working with children and families. Those dietitians who want to start a private practice or a consulting business or have a greater presence online, you're a perfect candidate for this mastermind experience. And who is this not for? The dietitian who's not willing to invest in their success. And I will tell you, as I mentioned before, 10 years figuring out a lot of different ways to be successful, to be recognized, to have a voice, to have a transformational experience, to have a successful business. That's a long time of investment. That's time invested. certainly it does take time, but it shouldn't take you as long as it took me. And I was that stubborn dietitian that I could just learn it all on my own, and I did. And there is value in learning, no doubt. But all that learning is it's such a time investment that it prohibits some of you from really taking off. And that's where, again, a mastermind experience and a mentor experience can help you take off and feel confident in the knowledge that you have and the strategies that you are taking to get to where you want to be. If you're not interested in growing your career, your business, your thought leadership, your client skills, then this is not the program for you. And that's all perfectly fine and good. But I know that one of my professional goals has been to help dietitians who work with families and children really get out there more, be more accessible to families, have more of a voice, have more of an influence. It's a personal, professional goal for me to help other pediatric dietitians really take the spotlight and go, 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 because I understand the training and the knowledge behind all of it, and I know that our country, our children, our families would really benefit from having the experience of working with a pediatric nutritionist. Okay, so I talked about the program in terms of the different call topics, just to quickly go over. And if you have questions, please post them in the comments, and I will certainly answer those questions for you. But there are 4 group calls. So we meet, it's an 8-week program. We meet every 2 weeks. Like I said, it's fast and abbreviated to get you to a point where you are really ready to kick it into high gear once 2018 starts. So each group call will be 90 minutes. They will occur on Wednesday evenings starting on September 13th. So the dates are September 13th and 27th, October 11th and 25th. We will meet from 8 p.m. to 9:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. That hopefully accommodates those of you in California, as well as those of you on the East Coast. So we'll meet in the evenings after the workday is over. And I will record those. We will meet on Zoom, and I will record those, send the recordings out to you so you can watch them again if you'd like. You will also get one personal strategy session with me. That's a 45-minute call that we are just me and you talking all about whatever you're struggling with, be it, how to get your clients to return time after time after time, or pricing your services, or developing your website, anything that you're struggling with. That's where we will talk about that in our one-on-one personal strategy session. You also get email support from me for the entire 8 weeks. You have questions, things that come up, you just email me, and I will also review up to 2 of your documents. So if you're creating an about page on your website, or a sales page, or a media kit, or a blog post, I will review those for you, up to 2 of those. So I talked about the different topics of each of the calls. As I mentioned, the program will begin on September 13th. The enrollment deadline is August 31st. So again, I will attach the PDF of the program. This is what it looks like. Just a little copy. I know it's going to be a little bit backwards, but it's called Thrive with Jill Castle, a Pediatric Nutritionist Mastermind. And all the details of the program will be included in that document, which I will post in the comments. Will you have time to do this? That's always a huge concern. Believe me, it's a concern for me as well. Anytime I take on something new, I look at everything I've got going on, and at this point, usually something has to go in order for something to come in. So working together, though, allows for a unique momentum to develop and accountability is there, which keeps you motivated and moving forward, and you do see real progress. And real progress translates to gained time, not lost time. So when you invest in yourself, your investment becomes very valuable to you. And what my experience is that most people make time for the things that they value. So if you have other questions, other things you would like to talk about, go ahead and post in the comment section. And serendipity is amazing. I was setting up this whole call, and you know how you get little LinkedIn messages across the top of your phone? Right when I was getting everything set up, I got this little LinkedIn message from somebody that said, "Never stop following your dreams. Always go on. Happy work anniversary, Jill." And I thought, that is just perfect. It's perfect for this. This is a mastermind, helps you realize your dreams. And it is a lot of work to be where you want to be in your career. And I think anybody out there who's successful will tell you it doesn't happen overnight. It is a lot of work. It's time investment. It's financial investment. It's learning. But gosh, if you can be in a program where people are helping you along, supporting you, getting you across the finish line, congratulating you, it's so empowering. And I speak from my own personal experience. It's so empowering to have that. And so I would love to have you join the program. Again, if you have more questions, pop them in the comment section, contact me directly. I will also include the link to the purchase link for the program if you know for sure you want to do it. The investment for the program is $697. I offer a 4-payment plan of $179 each. And then the only thing else I will tell you is that I will, again, as I mentioned, roll out a program in 2018 that will be the Rolls Royce. It won't change much. It will be my signature program for dietitians that will happen every year in January. I won't take a lot of students. You will have to have an application to get into that program because I really want to make sure everybody is in line and on the same playing field in terms of where they are in their business and where they want to go. And I guess the last thing I would mention is if you invest in the Fall Thrive program, this faster expedited program, I will roll that investment into, and if you're part of that program and you decide to do the 2018 program, I will roll your fall investment into the 2018 program. So there's a little bit of a break for you in terms of the price point for 2018. Anyways, that's about it. My battery is slowly dying and I don't want any more technological problems. I so appreciate any of you and all of you who came in and attended my Facebook Live. I don't do many of them, but I am glad you were here. And again, if you have questions, just fire away. I'm happy to answer them. Have a great day. See y'all later.